What it is, man. Detroit versus everybody, man. Detroit, we rep the hardest, man. We gain the hardest. You know what it is, man. Detroit, CJ, holla at your boy when we get home.
Yo, this is Deontay the Bronx from a while, the WBC heavyweight champion of the world. I'd like to give a big shout out to CJ Goodfellow from Sports TV. Bomb Squad, baby.
Oh, exciting man in boxing. Exciting man in boxing. Leather, Flair Cobbs. Shout out to Goodfellow Sports TV.
Hey, Steven, man, you really believe that stuff? Oh, man, come on. You really believe that stuff you be saying?
All right, man, let's talk about Al Haymon and PBC now. Rick Glazer was on was on Coach Malachi channel last night, okay? And he revealed some things about how PBC pay, why they pay. And he answered some questions about about PBC, and also revealed in the last 23 fights when PBC fighters and top ranked fighters fight. I don't know how valid the numbers is, but when they fight each other, that top rank is 24. I mean, out of 23 fights, I think he's don't quote this. I forget what he said. He said like PBC is 4-19 versus top rank. He don't know about the other stuff with Eddie and the other fights with other promoters that they got. But he also explains how Al Haymon pays out and kind of gives some insight. He kind of gives some insight to how Al Haymon pays out, and that's kind of where I want to focus. At, man. So make sure to hit the thumbs up button, share the video, subscribe to the channel. So he breaks it down like basically he says for tax purposes and for sanction fee purposes, they intentionally report lower purses. So he says the theory about back end money is not true. So how they get this mythical back end money, he said it's not true. He says that how they get this money is, he says that I'm about to pull it up. He says that y'all go subscribe to Coach Malachi channel too, man. But he says that they report normally a little less than half of the actual purse. So they report a little less than half. So I'm guessing if they said that. So he said I think Cruz got 300,000. My boys from Philly for the Tank fight was reported, but actually he gonna get like 900 to $1 million. So if he gonna get, let's say he get $1 million, let's say okay, a little more than half. They probably are reporting 300,000. Then he getting 700,000. They say they report the purse is normally a little less than half. Oh my bad. He said they report them like that because they said they do it for tax purposes, child support purposes, and sanction fee purposes, and etc. So they actually reporting these numbers. They actually reporting these numbers less because, like they said, I remember Antoine Echols came on was on Lion Killer channel, and he said that him and Don King used to talk. He used to tell Don King, how much child support he wanted to pay. So it sounded like they 1099 contract type of contracts. You know what I'm saying? You ever work for a 1099? You basically got to report your own. Tax. You basically got to take your own taxes out. You basically got to take your own taxes out. So that's how people get in trouble with taxes, type of shit like that. But yeah, most kind of Coach Malachi channel is New Media Today USA Boxing. So look up Coach Malachi. It might come up. You look up Coach Malachi, but shout out, he down there in Miami. But so right in there, Rick Glazer wrong, and he dispelled that. He basically said it's no mythical back end money. They just report lesser. I mean, I think Top Rank do it too, because remember Fury's supposed to get like 14 million for the Tom Schwartz fight, and they reported like 2 or 3 million. So they just report less. So sanctioning fees get less. So child support get with less, or whatever. So basically, like I said before, it's like, you report like, and then he gives them monthly installments. So what Hugo Centennial Jr. said on AB post, and AB was criticizing Al Haymon, etc. He said on AB post, he said they do money. He said this. So he said about the back end money is not real. They said that they just report lower purchases to the commission and pretty much get monthly payments for the rest. So yeah, so that's how it go. That's how I go. So Isaac Cruz probably gonna get a monthly payment until he get up to the 900,000. And don't be surprised, this is my opinion and my assumption. He probably invest some of that money for them. So they money go through like filters. You get your money, your check after the fight, or you might get some before the fight. Get your check after the fight, and then he probably say, "Look here, man, I'm gonna give you 9 up front. I'm gonna give you 3 up front. The 6 or 7, or the 6 or the 7 we owe you on the back end. I'm gonna take 2 of that. I'm gonna invest that, and the rest I'm gonna pay out in monthly installments." And then for you to speak on that, you probably got to have a non-disclosure agreement for a fighter to come out and say that. So yeah, what I'm saying, that's pretty basically, like I said before, probably some of that pay-per-view money they gotta wait on. So they get monthly installments. Who knows what it is? If it's 100 grand, if it's 50 grand, these niggas get allowance. But that way you probably never go broke. You gotta spend what you spend, bro. And people say it's my money and I deserve to spend it. But some of these athletes we see in the NFL, they blow through this money, and then when they got to strike, they gotta give so many concessions because they live paycheck to paycheck. You gotta feed owners, top rank. Bob probably, he was a lawyer. Bob, probably invest that other way. He got other means of income. Al got other means of income. So he probably helped them invest, and they have other means of income. So that's how they paying it. So what Hugo said about getting paid monthly on that AB Instagram post, he probably still up. It was a while ago. He was talking facts. Who knows how much it is monthly? Is it 3? Is it 2? Is it 50,000? Is it 300,000? Who knows? And to me, that's crazy, but it's smart. But at the same time, but it's crazy. And probably if you need something, that's why Al Haymon don't probably put taxes on it when he lend the money. He don't tax it because you just get an advance on your own money. You know how you get advance from Bob, and reports how Pacquiao was getting advances from Bob. Remember that? And it was rumored that Bob was taxing his advances. But you get an advance on from Al, it's your own money. You know what I'm saying? And like I said this before earlier last week or late this week. He said like Errol said, he said, when I sat down the Al, I didn't get a signing bonus, but he was talking about retirement IRAs and invest. So yeah, he invests these dudes' money for them. So he probably take some money off the top and get them annuity or invest their money or whatever for them, and CDs and IRAs and whatever else they invested in. So yeah, I mean that wouldn't be too shocking to me at all. So I don't know the intervals and what he pay out. If you run into a PBC fighter and you able to get their trust, maybe they might tell you. I know some shit behind the scenes, man, that I wouldn't say to compromise some of these people out here, but I know for a fact, man, some of these dudes ain't happy with the fight dates and how it's going, and you can't cross Al, because if you cross Al, then he gonna shut you down no matter wherever you go. So they said he's a very powerful man. They said he's a very powerful man. So I mean, crazy, man. So he said that's true, and he said I think the number was they 4-19 when they fight top ranked fighters. So I think he said like in the last 23, they 4-19. You remember on the Wilder card, they took some L's. People forget that on that Wilder card, they took some L's. I think Sanchez beat FN Jabway. No, FN Jabway is he's not a PBC fighter. He switched over to Top Rank. Switched his trainer and everything. From Ronnie Shields to K Corona. Crazy. But so basically, you know, when they fight Top Rank, man, they only got 4 wins out of 19. You know, and then Marcus Brown helped that record across the street and got power drive through the mat, through the canvas. So I mean, so of course, if your fighters had a record like that in the last if the numbers right, the last 23 fights, would you be anxious to go and work with Al Haymon? I mean, work with Bob Arum? No. You know, like Rick Glosser said yesterday, he said, well, Al got his number. You know, they got it. Al and Bob got each other numbers, but he was like a couple years ago, Al still had a flip phone, but that's how you get money. So I mean, at the end of the day, would I be in a rush? If I know I fought a nigga 23 times, only beat him 4 times, I'd be in a rush to try to really close that gap. The rest is depending on how he beat you down. No. How that white lady in the back of their hands on her head. That's how they is every time somebody wants them to cross the street. That's why he ain't let Jermell fight Demetrius Andrade. Lomachenko came over, Wilder, Fury came over, he lost. No matter if they meet him in the middle or they meet him on the top ranked side of the PBC side of the street, they still losing. So it got to be something that go off in their mind and be like, you know what, man, we need somebody. And he talked about how Top Rank had a hierarchy of the CEO and Bob Arum and then the chairman and then the president. I'm paraphrasing here. He said, nobody knows the PBC hierarchy. Floyd and Al at the top. Where do Sylvia sit? Where do Tim Smith sit? Where do Sam sit? Who's the matchmakers? Who's the vice president? It has no hierarchy, just like black businesses, bro. It's chaos. And then you got to think about it. Like, well, Al ain't got it like that. Well, Al got other businesses, bro. This probably don't even bring him the most money. Like, they might. So who running on a day-to-day operation? Floyd don't run his company on a day-to-day operation. Leonard just call and tell him what's going on to get the green light. Floyd don't run his company on a day-to-day operation. So if he can't even run Mayweather Promotion, how can he run PBC? So then you got matchmakers who is, Luis the Cubans, and I forget the other cat. So I mean, how does this truly work? Who runs on a day-to-day operation? Sam got shit going on. Sam got plenty of shit going on. So can Sam really run it the day-to-day? No. So who runs this on a day-to-day operation? Who runs it, man? They don't have enough fight days. So think about it. Al probably every day on the phone, he handling the business with other companies. Remember, he caught between Fox, he caught between PBC, and then right now he's trying to find another home network to create more the fight days for his fighter. That's the biggest issue. They don't have enough fight days. You pay them so much, you can't stack them on the card. Remember, once at Barclays Centers, it was Charlo, Tank, AB, and there might have been somebody else all on the same card. They pay these niggas so much that they can't stack the cards no more. You're like, well, why do you pay him so much? To keep him from other companies. Remember, he paid Peter Quillen reportedly $500,000. It's a fight. It's a TV show on Netflix. It's old as hell now. When Cobra just became a pro, had Peter Quillen and had Cam F. Austin, an amateur guy. It's called Counterpunch, and it follows Peter Quillen and some of those fighters. And Peter Quillen was showing people how he reinvested into the stock, into real estate and stuff of that nature, whatever. But he paid Peter. This is after he paid Peter Quillen the money not to fight Matt Korobov. He paid Peter Quillen $500,000 not to fight Matt Korobov because he was a Rock Nation fighter. Remember, Demetrius Andrade had a deal to fight Jermell Charlo. He ran the Rock Nation, probably not knowing Al and Jay-Z got beef. And Rock Nation told him, we get you more money because he's mad the challengers making more money than him, but he wasn't the house fighter. So he paid Peter Quillen reportedly $500,000 allegedly to not take the Korobov fight because people said it was because it was versus Rock Nation. Sat out some years, came back, fought for the same title versus Andy Lee, dropped Andy Lee a few times, but got a draw. Then he got knocked out by Danny Jacobs in the fight for Brooklyn. So that is to show you right there that Al Haymon really don't know what he's doing, bro. You know what I'm saying? So let him go work with him, bro. Still lost. He rather him lose to his in-house fight than lose to somebody else fighter, at least Jay-Z fighter. So I mean, it is what it is. Let me know what you girls and guys think. Check the Box Room playlist. You just call that. You find me on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. If you have a business question, call, response, your video request. Appreciate the love, support, man. Also hit the bell icon, back subscribe button, hit all notifications, reach change, get notifications. Other than that, want to make a financial donation? Shout out to Ed for donating PayPal. PayPal link is just in the description. Cash App, CJ Good 313 is in the description here on the bottom of the screen. Venmo, CJ Good 313 is in the bottom of the screen in the description. Find me on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. If you have a business question, inquiry, response, your request, all my social media links there. Appreciate the love, support. Other than that, let me know what you girls and guys think. But you can find that interview on Coach Malachi's channel. It's once again, it is trying to pick it up again. Hold on. It is New Media Today USA Boxing. So he streamed sometime in the afternoon. Go support him. Appreciate y'all, girls and guys.